God, I'm freezing. Beer time. It's cold in the area. Cold. And even though I'm sitting under a heating system that is currently operating loudly, it's not penetrating the room. It's just cold down here in the basement. So, why not warm myself up artificially with some alcohol? So, I have an interesting beer to share with you guys. And I got to take a closer look at it because there's tiny things on it that say a lot. It's got the calories listed and all that, which is odd. I don't usually see that on a beer. This is 130 calories for this bottle. And it's got the ingredients, which is water, fermented sorghum, and hops. And it's got, questions, comments, and anything else that gives you, actually puts a number on here, a phone number for you to call if you want to ask them questions. 4% alcohol by volume. This is called Redbridge gluten-free sorghum beer made without wheat or barley. And here's the crazy thing. It's from Anheuser Busch, the makers of Budweiser. It's got your standard government warning. Don't crack corn if you're drunk and pregnant. Jimmy crack corn. I don't care. So, but I find the bottom. I find the bottle to be quite interesting, and the fact that it's made by Anheuser Busch. Here's a gander at the bottle. There's a little nice covered bridge. I don't know if anyone has toured Indiana, the Midwest. There are a lot of those historic bridges down south near places like Turkey Run and stuff like that. Still wooden bridges that are capable of supporting, cars, but not trucks so much. So, and every once in a while you'll read in the newspaper about someone who was like, "Well, I drove my fully loaded semi across it and fell into the river. Why is that?" Then, of course, their entire company gets sued because they're all historical landmarks. So I have cracked her open. Let's give it a pour into the fabulous Fez Meets Beer mug, shrouded in mystery. I'm sad that there's no legend on this. I would love to know more about what was the motivation behind it. But Anheuser-Busch doesn't really do that. They want you to go to their website and look things up. So, I just noticed something horrible about this bottle. It was a screw top. I don't usually buy screw top beers, but that was just so interesting. So, look at that. That's pretty. It is a amber beer and clear as a bell. Not much of a head developed on it. Let's stick a nose in and see what's the difference between fermented sorghum and wheat and all that stuff, huh? It does smell like beer, but it smells different. Said they put hops in there. That was the other thing that was on the ingredients list. Hops. No letting us know exactly what hops they were, though. So, before I take a sip, I'll let you know. Sorghum, which is, basically mashed corn. Sorghum is the basis of moonshine. It's corn and sugar and yeast, and it's mashed up, and then it's fermented, and then they heat it to a certain temperature, and the alcohol evaporates, leaving behind the liquids, and that's the stuff that you see going through those copper tubes on all of the movies with the moonshiners and the stills and all that stuff. And it drips out slowly into the bottles and all that stuff. And that stuff packs quite a punch. I've had it, and eventually they put that stuff into casks and age it, and it becomes bourbon or whiskey, if you will. And I got no problem with any of that. So, but but I don't know of anyone who, other than the pigs, they usually take the in the movies they'll take the spent corn sorghum and they'll feed it to the livestock and the pigs get drunk for like a week and they go crazy. So let's see what kind of beer comes out of that stuff. Interesting. That is a very interesting flavored beer. It is definitely beer. Definitely beer, but it's not, doesn't have the same flavor profile. There's those two words trying to join themselves in my mouth. Profile and flavor. Flavor profile. I'm not getting a lot of hops out of it. Yeah, very, very interesting. It's really very mild. It's a very, very, very mild beer. If you have was that, I think that's celiac, the gluten intolerance, and you wanted to have a beer, you liked beers before you discovered your gluten intolerance, this would be a viable option for you. It is tasty. It is mild. It is not a big punch in the mouth of flavor. In my eyes, that doesn't make it something that I would normally seek out, though, because I do like big, flavorful beers. This is burpy. I'll tell you that, because I've let loose a couple of silent ones there. Or maybe not so silent. The microphone might have picked me up going. So, okay. So, in the mouth, it is just very crisp, very clean swallowing. Afterwards, a small, minor wash of bitterness comes across the tongue. I would say it is maybe a 2 or a 3 on the bitterness scale. Not sweet at all. It seems as if they've roasted the grains a little bit because that's sort of blended into the bitter. The bitter, as I said, it just goes away. It's very crisp and clean on the tongue, and it's obviously very easy drinking beer. Um, and I'm not getting hit heavy by the alcohol at all. 4% alcohol by volume. If if you have celiac disease and are painfully intolerant of any kind of wheat products, which barley is a cousin of wheat, so it does have gluten in it. Um, Corn does not have gluten in it. This would be a very nice thing to have on a hot day if you wanted to have a beer based alcoholic beverage. I could see putting away quite a few of these at 4% alcohol by volume, and continuing about my either party or afternoon yard work kind of thing. So it's not unpleasant, but as I said, it's not like a great big old flavor punch in the face. Light. It's a very light beer, light flavored beer. You could. It's not like Budweiser. Budweiser has a big bitterness profile to it, and you also get a lot of that beechwood aging effect in their beers. And I know people are like, what exactly does that mean? Well, they chip up beechwood and they float it in on the on the casks of beers, so that when they finally do bottle it, it gets the effect as if it was casked in barrels made of beech wood. So, and as a little aside, they take all that wood and they dry it out and they turn it into charcoal, and I think they sell it. They used to just give it to the employees, but any major corporation's going to look at their employees and go, why should we give them anything? They only work. So, I like this. I like that Anheuser-Busch tried to address this. The fact that there are a lot of folks that are now admitting, now being diagnosed with celiac disease, and they're looking for a beer alternative. And this is a very nice beer alternative for that. Just not necessarily my cup of tea. So, if I saw it in the store, and I had some friends coming over that were sufferers of celiac disease, gluten intolerance, if you will, I would pick up a 6-pack for them. If someone handed this to me at a party, I wouldn't be disappointed. I would drink it. It's a tasty beer, But I would also look around, see if there was anything else. So even the regular Budweiser would probably compete with this one for me because of it's like I said, it's not a great big punch in the mouth of flavor, and I happen to like flavorful beers. So I'll put all the information down in the description if you want to check it out. Go to Budweiser's website or anything like that. So if you liked what I did here today, you could like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you're already a subscriber, I appreciate it. Love you. Thanks for coming back. If you have any friends or family that like beer on the level that I like beer, do me a favor. Let them know that I'm here. I'm interested in getting a great big discussion going down in those comment sections about all of the beers that you've had versus all the beers I've had. So please make use of that comment section. I will see you guys next time I got an awesome beer to share with you. Thanks.